write a lot. In my past 2 videos, I've talked about 2 quite serious political-based stories, and I don't want to do that in every video because it gets a bit depressing to always talk about the really horrible stuff that was going on in the world. So I thought I'd talk about something not very political related, although some would argue it is politics. David Coote's situation has been absolutely comical to watch. I mean, it's a story that's really caught me in 2 minds. On one hand, I hate the guy. On the other hand, you've got to feel a bit sorry for him. So let me catch you up in case you didn't see what's happened. So David Coote was an ex-Premier League referee. He was a quite unpopular referee, and that's putting it quite lightly, especially with Liverpool fans, because they found his officiating was biased, or that he was doing an inside job, or something like that. You know what football fans are like. And he got a lot of stuff wrong. He was quite unpopular. And in October, a video was leaked to the press of him calling ex-Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp a German "see you next Tuesday." That's a word I can't say on YouTube for legal reasons.
You think of Jurgen Klopp?
Cunt. Absolutely. German cunt, fuck me.
It was a very ill-advised thing to say, obviously, especially the inclusion of the word German there definitely adds some new context. But the story found worse, because you know how it goes when one thing comes out about a person, other people who have information jump on it to make their name known for 5 seconds. And we saw a video leak of David Coote doing drugs basically after games and when on the job. Many accusations about David Coote taking bribes, you know, taking all sorts, doing bad substances, and the decision to sack David Coote was pretty much a no-brainer. Now, you could argue that he didn't do that much bad, you know what I mean? He's allowed to say that about Klopp because I can see why some referees don't like him. He was always quite a vocal person against the referee division. I didn't expect a referee like David Coote to be a big fan of Klopp, to be honest, but it was the doing of the drugs and the way it was kind of leaked and how it was shown to millions of people. To be honest, I feel like they did it for his own good. Imagine David Coote walking out to Anfield the other week after that. Imagine the story went quiet for a while. I thought David Coote was an absolute shoo-in to show up on something like I'm a Celebrity, because that's how it tends to go with these people. And he was pretty much a laughing stock that no one really took seriously, and only a handful of people actually felt sorry for him with any semblance. But he recently did an interview with The Sun. You know, The Sun. Of course it was the bloody Sun. This just screams The Sun. And in the interview he talked about his thoughts on the whole thing. He also came out as gay.
Not relevant, is it?
It was unexpected. And it turns out, when you look back, that David Coote was actually exposed by an ex-boyfriend. And that's where the video came from. He had a nasty breakup, and the ultimate revenge, where he showed this video of him calling that about Klopp to a global audience. Which, to be fair on David Coote, it's a common thing for you to get home and complain about your job and complain about the idiots at work. You know, David Coote never would have believed that video would have went out to the press, did he? And he probably wouldn't have done it. Now, David Coote drew the link between him doing the drugs and alcohol to his fear of coming out in the Premier League. Now, I thought it was quite a weak link, to be totally honest. It was a bit of a stretch to say, I did all of this, I was afraid of this. But he did harp on a serious issue, which is, of course, homophobia in football, which is still very much a prevalent issue. And for anyone who says it isn't, well, there's a reason we don't currently have an out player. It's a reason that you see things like, you know, Mark Gahey with the bloody armband, and any initiatives they try to bring in, like the laces or the rainbow armbands, they seem to do more bad than good, which I find quite funny. Like, you're not really tackling the issue. Like, it's a good thing in general, but you get more negative PR, more homophobia from doing it because of the player every time who won't wear it or will put a fuss, and it'll be a big story, and you have people debating it. It actually does more bad than good and doesn't really address the issue. Of course, the last player in the Premier League we had come out in the 90s, where we ended up committing suicide, tragically. So I think we're scared to see something like that. And there is no doubt that if David Coote did come out as gay and then walked out into Anfield, the chants that would be made about him would very much cross the line in a lot of senses. So you can understand Coote's fear. But at the same time, the whole thing does read a bit like one of those sympathy cards, doesn't it? It's like Philip Schofield all over again. No, I'm not comparing what David Coote did to that as Philip Schofield. That would be absolutely idiotic of me to even make such a comparison. But it does scream a bit of like, I'm just going to brush over this very bad thing I did and use this card for you to feel a bit of sympathy for me. And it does kind of work, because you do feel sorry for him. But it wasn't really relevant, was it? So that's why I'm caught in two minds about David Coote. Because on one hand, I think he's just an absolute whining crybaby who's looking for any excuse and any semblance of people to like him. But the second hand, you see a human being who's just said something that happened at work in the private of his own home. That's now been leaked, and he's also got this secret that he can't tell because it would make his job infinitely harder, but it's hard to suppress. So you kind of, there's a human behind these referees, but at the same time they're making millions. They're making more than I'll ever make, so who's to say? So that is David Coote. I think it's an absolutely very interesting and completely comical story in all avenues. So yeah, I will see you lot next week. I've got a Disney video in the works, another song, and probably whatever ridiculous thing Trump does next will be a video. So yeah, I'll see you lot soon. Bye.